Hello, everybody. Welcome. My name is Shanda. Every time I see that video, I just get so excited. I'm so honored to be a part of She's Creating an Empire, to be able to work with Melanie and the team here, and to be able to help you guys have breakthrough and resources that are just going to help you scale your businesses in 2023 and beyond. Okay. So the first thing that I want you to do is, if you're watching this live, put a 1 in the comments. If you're watching this on replay, put a 2. And then there's also, we're using StreamYard. So if you're watching it live, I would love for you to give StreamYard permission so I can see your comments, because it doesn't show me who's commenting unless you've given it permission. So welcome, Beverly, but welcome, Carly. Hi, Nikki. I know there's a few of you here who I can't see your names. So if you can give StreamYard permission by clicking on that link, it would be amazing. Hello, Elizabeth and Rick. Welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Okay. So my story, I'm going to be really quick. If you don't know me yet, my name is Shanda. I'm a senior coach here with She's Creating an Empire. I've been working with Melanie for 6 years now, and they've been the best 6 years of my life. It's really special to see what's possible. I was really going down one set of tracks, okay? I had the good corporate job working in my beige cubicle, with good benefits and good vacation time. And I also had to serve tables at night just to make ends meet. In addition to that, I had a weekend job that kept me busy during the day on weekends, and I was working on my rental properties. It was exhausting. It was truly exhausting. And what was crazy is, after 11 years in that corporate role, working at restaurants and working on these houses, I truthfully didn't have that much money. And I certainly didn't have any time. And most of my memories were, they were cleaning up after tenants or working on properties. They weren't necessarily what I had envisioned for that decade of my life. And if you guys can relate to this, where you kind of look back over the last 5-10 years and you're like, what did I get done? Like, where have I been? Like, just put a 2 in the well, actually, we already did 2. So let's do a 3. So put a 3 in the comments if you've looked back on the last 5-10 years and been like, holy Hannah, I have some catching up to do financially, in terms of experiences, vacations, connections. That's where I was at. I was literally looking at my life and I was like, okay, so I can make 6 figures, but I spend 6 figures to make it. And I didn't see an end in sight. And I knew I couldn't do it for another 40 years. I was like, oh my gosh, this is exhausting. I'm burning out all the freaking time. I'm taking sick days left, right, and center. And I just want to feel alive. And then I went to this conference that Melanie made me go to. It was so good. And Dan Clark actually said, don't die with your song still inside of you. And that's what really made me stay committed to the process and really get to the point now where I've been working with Melanie for 6 years. She's taught me how to build a business online. She's taught me how to build a brand online. I now have multiple income streams. I travel the world full time. I'm from a small town in Canada. I get to live in Panama right now, which is crazy. I didn't even know where it was. I was like, where's Panama on the map? It's the really skinny one right above South America, at the bottom underneath Mexico. I thought all of Central America was Mexico, I swear to goodness. But I didn't get out much, right? And I didn't have a need to know that. I needed to know how to do dump runs and how to fix the house. I didn't need that. But now my soul needed it, right? How many of your souls need to get somewhere warm right now, or go somewhere beautiful, or get away? Because that's where I was at. And so Melanie has helped me pay off over $1 million in debt. She's taught me the scalable systems. I used to put my financial security in my job, right? Having a good job was going to make me a good income, and that was going to be financially secure. And then cost of living went up, and gas went up, and my mortgage rate went up. And then I realized that, having a good job wasn't security for me. And it wasn't security for really anyone. And I was kind of, it felt like I was sold this lie that get a good job and you'll be good. And it just wasn't true. And I certainly couldn't maintain the work pace I was doing. And so she taught me another way. And one of the things that she taught me was, when you understand how to lay out a business plan to meet any goal, and how to lay out a strategy to create any level of income. We're going to practice today sharing these numbers and strategies with you so that you can actually see yourself at 100K. But I want you to know that this system works whether your goal is 10K a month, whether it's 100K a month, whether it's $1,000 a month. This same math equation, these same systems work no matter what your income goals are. And the truth is that once you develop the skill set of creating leads on demand, of activating and enrolling customers left, right, and center, having raving fans share your name and bring you up in conversations around the world, then you're truly going to have financial security because you're going to be the sought after person in your field. And when your brand, when your name, when your business is that predictable, no matter what you choose to sell, no matter what business you choose to be in, you're going to have the say of how much money you make and whether or not the economy affects you. And that's my heart for you, is that no matter what happens in the economy, no matter what happens with gas prices, no matter what happens with our electrical bills or with our jobs. I've had like 10 people in the last week tell me that they were getting laid off or their spouse was laid off. And so I want you to know that no matter what, you're good. That's what our heart is financially fortified, sovereign entrepreneurs out there in the world. And we're here to help you scale that whole process. So I'm going to, let me see. Can you help? Yay. Okay. Thank you so much, Cassie, for your help. Technology required. Yeah, you don't have to be good with technology to be able to make money online, which is very good. We have amazing support systems, and there's some people who can always help you with that, okay? So we're going to talk about scaling to six figures in any business. Now, we believe that not only can you scale to create six-figure income in any profession you choose, but that you must, because inflation is real. Your family deserves vacations that are paid for in cash and don't create more debt. Your retirement will not happen by accident. You're not just going to get to 65 and all of a sudden have enough. So creating cash flow and being able to retire, vacation, and handle these increased costs is your duty. Because if not you, then who? I remember I grew up and, the family that I grew up in, they very much saw that men were supposed to take care of the women. Now, I'm not saying having a man who's a provider is in any means a problem. I very much love when men are protectors and providers. However, us as people, whether you're a man or a woman, it doesn't matter. We need to be in charge of our own financial security. And that's how we truthfully create that solid strength and sovereignty in our own lives. So if not you, then who? And P.S., a man's not a financial plan, okay? So have you noticed the cost of living doubles every 10 years? This is something that no one ever equated for in the math for retirement income for me. I was like, okay, well, if I save this much, that's great. But by the time I'm 65, I'll have that much. But what happens when it costs 2, 3, 4, 5 times as much money to be able to live then? And I actually work with people in their 70s and 80s right now because they had enough to retire, but the cost of living, they couldn't maintain their home, they couldn't maintain their style of life, and they're looking to increase income now in the later years in life. And what I want for you is to get that access to information, resources, and tools now. Mortgage rates are definitely higher, much higher than they were a few years back. How many of you guys looked at your mortgage statement? Holy Hannah. Groceries, hydro, gas, these are all areas that we are all feeling the pinch, okay? And here's some statistics that get me freaking fired up because I used to think that there was something wrong with me, that the reason I was paycheck to paycheck was because I was doing something wrong. I wasn't working hard enough. I wasn't getting enough jobs. I wasn't good enough at what I did. I needed to learn how to be better. When the truth is that the system's broken. How many of you guys have read the cash flow quadrant? Okay, I want you to put cash flow in the comments if you have read the cash flow quadrant. If you haven't, now you know your homework. Because it talks about why 95% of people live on the wrong side of money. And what that means is that 95% of people control 5% of the money coming in and out of the world. And then there's 5% of people that handle and control 95% of the money. I'm so glad you guys have read it. It's literally game changing. Like I was so mad. I was like, I was sold a lie. I was sold a lie. Get a good job, start a business. That's going to get you free. That's going to be your key to success. When the truth is it's becoming an investor or a large scale entrepreneur that has systems and people working for you that gets you financially free. And these statistics prove it. 67% of people are living paycheck to paycheck in North America. In the richest countries in the planet, Canada and the US have so much money and so much opportunity that the rest of the world just craves. I'm in Panama right now. Do you know how eager a lot of people from here are to get to places like that? It's absolutely wild. And yet we're still 70% of families can't handle a $500 monthly expense increase without it causing major financial stress. Like, what? How is that possible when we live in one of the most abundant nations on the planet? Then here's one that really hurts my heart, right? 50% of divorces are caused by money issues, and 50% of marriages end in divorce. So being the math geek I am, that means to me that 75% of families would still be together if we weren't having money problems. So imagine what would be different for our youth. What would be different for our finances? I was on a call with someone last week and they have over $60,000 in credit card debt from paying the lawyers for their custody battle. And they're paying 20% interest on that. That's what cripples families. It's one of the biggest ways to take a family's wealth and just destroy it because of the division of assets, because of the energy loss, because of the cost of the actual divorce itself. And so if 75% of families could stay together, that's a big thing for me. I really think that would be a beautiful gift to this world. 67% of impoverished seniors are women. So ladies, man is not a financial plan. We need to absolutely take ownership of our entire lives, right? Melanie always says men die or leave. Because they just don't last as long as we do on this planet, which based on what I see of their craziness on ATVs and motorcycles and whatever, it's not a wonder, but it's just something to be, it's something to be aware of, that the majority of impoverished seniors are women. And so if we increase financial literacy and cash flow for women, like Debbie, she's on here. Oh my gosh, this woman, widowed, in her 60s, has learned how to trade and grow her money and has secured her own retirement just in the last couple of years. Imagine you could do that. Right now, we're making a dent in that statistic. And according to an Oxford study, 47% of jobs in over 700 industries will not exist by 2020 or 2030, which is being replaced by AI, robots, automation, and more. So just imagine your job goes away, your industry goes away. When they invented the tractor, do you know how many farmers were taken out of business right now, either because they couldn't afford the tractor or because they couldn't keep up with the demands. That's why the farming industry is no longer locally owned, right? So what happens when the tractor or the Walmart comes into your industry and they just make you obsolete? We have to create a backup plan. And our goal here is to set you up for financial security. Financially fortified, sovereign women who have more than enough to treat their families to everything they say yes to. Imagine being able to say yes to the things you want, and it has nothing to do with your bank account. Imagine saying no to whatever you want, and it has nothing to do with your bank account. I used to have to say yes to taking on jobs, working hours that I didn't want, and all because of my bank account. I used to have to say no to going to events and eating out and doing the things I wanted to do, vacations, because of my bank account. Our heart is that wouldn't happen for you and that we would make a dent in these statistics. So we're on a mission to defy the odds and help our community shift into abundance, even in this recession. Our goal in 2023 is to help 100 women pass 100K in extra income. But how are we going to do that? Well, I'm glad you asked. The first step is to believe that it's possible. Okay, so we're all the exact same. Some people have more experience or a head start for sure, but at a core level, we're all built with the greatness that it takes. So know that if I can do it, you can do it. There's nothing special about me or Melanie except for how long we've been at this, who we surround ourselves with, and what it is that we've developed in terms of our skill sets. You can do all of that. At the core level, we're all the same. You truthfully can create anything you desire. I just watched the Think and Grow Rich movie last night. It was truly just filled my heart. It is so amazing. When you watch The Secret, when you watch Think and Grow Rich, when you study this information, it really is possible. And they really show you how, because the truth is you can be, do, and have whatever you set your mind to. Okay, so the second step is to crunch the numbers. I do strategy calls all day with entrepreneurs laying out 100K business plans, okay? So what I can tell you is most of them, when I say, what's your goal? They'll have a goal. It's like 10,000, 100,000, $1 million a month, whatever it is, right? And then I say, how much volume do you need to be able to create that kind of income? How many sales? How many customers? How many team members? What is it going to take to get there? And I would say less than 5% of them can give me the answer. So the first thing, nothing becomes dynamic until it becomes specific. You have to understand your numbers. If you say you want to make $10,000 in a month, how many customers is that? Also, you can shift that into hourly wages. This was the first lesson that I took from Brian Tracy. Oh gosh, what year was that? I'm aging myself. 2007. I was at a Brian Tracy event. Okay. And he specifically said, how much money do you want to make? You want to make $100,000 in a year? Well, that's $50 an hour. If you're doing tasks that you would not pay someone $50 an hour for, why do you have any business doing it, especially during your work week? So for example, I know people who would pick up their dry cleaning while they're at work. Is that a $50 an hour task? No, then delegate it, right? So $50 an hour, 40 hours a week, $2,000 times 50 weeks is $100K. Now, some people like me didn't have a trade that paid $50 an hour. So what else can you do? You can work on commission, and that's when things get more exciting. And you can either do that as a full-time job or as a side gig. And we're going to talk a little bit about these numbers. Some of you may have a skill set that pays $50 an hour. What I can tell you and what I learned from the cash flow quadrant is as soon as you're trading time for money, then it's the worst transaction you can have, because your time is actually much, much, much more valuable. And the thing that we're supposed to do with money is buy back our time and create more experiences, increase our impact, and scale what we create in this world. And so when we trade our life for money, I mean, for me, that's a loss. I really want to trade my life for experiences, for impact, for creation, and I want the money to be a byproduct of that. And so maybe you are scaling to $50 an hour right now, and I want to say congratulations, because that's very rare that people have that level of a skill set that they can create that. Spend money, save time. I love it, Kat. You're so right. And use money, love people. Do you know how many people use people and love money? Too many. And it's because, in my opinion, they're trading time for money. So they value their money quite highly because they're trading their life for it. What if you got to create the life that you love and get paid in the process? And so that's where businesses come in. That's where, multiple streams of income come in. That's where passive income comes in. But I really want to bring you guys back to what it is that you're spending. It's really important when you start looking at money, and, $30 a day is 10 grand a year. So it's not about how much you make, it's about how much you keep. And I can tell you my first step in business was actually scaling down my income, or scaling down my expenses. I took my expenses from 6 figures a year down to under $35,000 a year. And what that did is it gave me the capacity to invest in my personal development, to invest in myself, in my business. And then when my business was making more than it would cost me to live, then I could take the leap. I didn't have to replace my full income. I could use that income to invest in me and then, scale my business from there. And so the statistics are true. There's just as many people making $100,000 a month, living paycheck to paycheck, as are making $5,000 a month. So please be diligent with your money, because your current money habits will follow you as you add zeros. Now let's talk side hustle. So maybe you make $25 an hour, which is $50,000 a year. How can you create the other $50K? Well, you got to find something you can make $200 a day with. Okay. Now, some people, I want to see, what's my next slide? Yeah. Okay. Some people don't know what to do. Some people don't know what to do to be able to make an extra $200 a day. And that's okay. That we do have a free download called the 50 Ways to Make Money from Home. But again, that's just an idea. And they're inspirational thoughts for where you can start your research. We have a program specifically designed for people in this kind of situation. People who are starting fresh, and maybe they make 100,000 or maybe they make 20,000. It's not about how much you make. It's about what you're looking to do. If you're looking to learn how to generate an extra 100, 200, 500, 1,000, $2,000 a day, then we have this thing called the Online Income Accelerator and Financial Fitness Academy. It kind of depends which link you click on. We're just in the process of rebranding it. But it's on sale right now for $200. It gives you 5 modules where you really get some clarity on what you want. You get the budgeting tips to help you be debt-free, including your mortgage, in less than 5 to 7 years. You get all the tools to add in leads, and you get the inspiration for how to choose a side hustle that can help you bridge that gap between what you're earning now and what you need to earn to either buy back your time or hit that 100K mark. Cassie, do you have the link for me for the online income accelerator? I want to make sure that you guys get access to that so that okay, it's called the FFA still. That's my bad. I get a little excited. We are adding to it, and it truthfully is it's the course that I paid tens of thousands of dollars for. Mel did the same thing. We came together, we put this content together in less than 9 hours of training, and we wanted to give it to you guys for $200, which is not a moneymaker for us, but it is a moneymaker for the people that we work with. Like Lisa Morris, she went through the online income accelerator, paid off $76,000 in debt, added 4 streams of income, and cracked over 6 figures in her main job just from what she learned there. And then she went on to scale and moved into the other programs that we have, and now she's just skyrocketing. Okay, Megan Krzyzewski did the exact same thing. She took this one course for $200, paid off $60,000 in debt in 1 year. She scaled back to part-time in her business, and she is on fire. She's got more confidence, more poise. She's got a crazy big brand that's growing online. And it's literally ROI wise, this was one of my best investments, and I paid 10 grand for it. So if you don't know how to get to that place where you're bridging that income gap, or how to pick a side hustle, or how to pay off all your debt in the next 5 to 7 years, then the online income accelerator, the Financial Fitness Academy, that's the next step for you. Okay. So I didn't want to leave you sitting there saying, well, that's nice, but how? How? That's what the Financial Fitness Academy is for, okay? So now let's talk commission. Let's say you have a side hustle. Let's say you have a vehicle that you've already chosen that you know can get you that $100,000 a year in income, okay? So this could be an entrepreneurial role where you own a business. Maybe you're a course creator. Maybe you're a network marketer. Maybe you're a salesperson. The whole idea is with this category is that the more you sell, the more you make, okay? So here's how you come up with your numbers. Take 100K and divide it by how much your average commission per sale is. So how much do you make per sale? So let's say it's $200. Let's say $200 is your personal commission. So you take $100,000, you divide it by $200, and that equals 500 sales. Now that feels big, right? I know. And don't get me wrong, I get out of bed for big goals. I don't get out of bed for small goals, but I also have to feel like I can do it before it'll get me motivated and get me hungry. And so here's the key to this. And this is one of the things I want you guys all to leave this call and do. So screenshot this, make sure you have it, because this is going to be the very important piece. And next time I get on a strategy call, I want to make sure you guys have these numbers, because it's truthfully going to help you break through. Okay. So now take that total number of sales you need to do in a year and divide it by 12. So now we've got 42 sales a month. Divide that by 25 working days in a month. Call it 1.6 a day. Now the question is, which is doable, right? 1.6, that's doable. We can do 1.6. 500 feels big, but 1.6 we can do. But do you know how to make 1.6 sales per day? When I came here, it used to take me 500 calls to get 5 clients, and then 3 would sign up, and then 3 would return their product or cancel right away. So for me, it didn't matter if it was 1 sale a day or if it was 1 sale a week. I didn't have the skill set to create that, but I was in a vehicle that could. The first thing that I want all of you guys to ask yourself, are you in a vehicle that can help you hit your income goals? Does it have the ability? Is there someone else in your company making as much money as you want to make? How big is their business? What would you have to do? Okay, now, do you have the skill set? I love using the example of, a Jeep and a Ferrari. Right? If you've got a family of 6 and you want to go up a mountain with them on a camping holiday, you are not going to take a Ferrari, right? But if you want to go Mach 60 on the Autobahn, you are not going to take a Jeep. So picking the vehicle that matches your goals is going to be very, very, very important when it comes to creating income. I personally, obviously, just like picking a car, you're going to have the right, the right color, the right seats. That's about the values and the flavor and the product line of the company and the community that you're working with. You want to make sure that they're your vibe, right? Because not every sports car and not every 4x4 vehicle is the same. It's the same thing with business. Pick the vehicle that can get you where you want to go, and that is your flavor. right? You want to she's creating an empire is my flavor. We're sassy, we're bold, we're big thinkers. We love people. We aren't perfect. We love working hard and we love playing just as hard. We love thinking big and challenging the status quo. And we really believe that everything we touch turns to gold. And that includes each and every one of you. So that's my flavor. Some people like much more, in the box stuff, beige cubicle-esque. Great. That's for them. That's the thing. You want to pick your flavor, but also make sure that the vehicle you're in can get you where you want to go. And then you got to learn how to drive it. So do you know how to make 1.6 sales a day? For me, I didn't know how. I didn't know how to handle that many customers. I didn't know how to find that many leads. I didn't know how to close people consistently. And then I met Melanie. How many of you guys have met Melanie? How many of you have had Melanie impact your life or your brand or your bank account or some combination? Just put thank you, Melanie, in the comments here. I know she absolutely loves this community and loves each and every one of you. And I can't wait for you guys to meet her. If you haven't, she has been a light in my life and has changed everything for me. And so, yes, thank you, Melanie. Absolutely, right? So great. I'm so grateful for her. So when you know how to generate 1,000 leads in a week and then turn 100 into prospects and then turn 10 into clients, you'll have 2 sales a day. That's it. But you have to know how to do those things. Now imagine you had 5 referral partners from clients or from, other partners within your business a week. Right? Maybe they're someone who's a team member in your network marketing company, or maybe they're a realtor who sends you referrals. Doesn't matter, right? So now you've got 5 clients a week. Now imagine that you're attracting leads that were better, and therefore 300 out of 1,000 were prospects. And then imagine you could close more than 1 in 10. Now that 200, 300, 500, 7-figure goal in a year becomes so much more feasible, even though you're not working more. Smarter, not harder, right? So the quality of the leads, the quality of your skill set, and the ability to activate and move them into raving fans is really the key. Now, I could imagine it, but imagination wasn't enough to pay my bills. How many of you guys feel that one? And I didn't have enough. I didn't have time to waste. I didn't have money to burn or energy to pour into a system, business, or ideas that wasn't going to work. And I didn't have time for a financial or emotional disappointment. So if that's where you are right now, you're not alone. And I want you to know that I was there too. And I just was so tired of being tired. No one had taught me how to attract clients, how to increase my closing rate, how to build a brand that made me the go-to expert in my field. And then I met Melanie, which it sounds like a lot of you have too, which makes me really happy. So she had this momentum group going for a couple of years, and she closed the doors a while ago. I remember where I was sitting. I cried really hard. It was a big deal. I do not like it when Melanie says I'm changing and you can't have access to that program anymore, because it changed my life. She's opened it back up again, and today there's a massive discount, okay? So inside the momentum group, I just have to let you guys know about this, because the truth is the momentum group changed my life. It took me from 500 reach outs to get 5 clients to have 3 return their product. And now it's like, 10 reach outs to get 3 customers, and they all send referrals. Well, maybe 1 or 2 out of 3. Just imagine that you had from reach out. I'm not even talking sales calls, right? Sales calls she took my closing ratio from 10% to 80%. When it came to lead gen, I was generating like 30% of clients from every lead that I was talking to. It's just been absolutely incredible. And now not only do I work less, but I make more. And that's what I want for you guys too. So the fact that she's left this open is something seriously, right? It's just getting access to what she knows and getting access to her inner circle is really special. So the fact that it's still open, I'm going to tell you about it because she's not here and she can't make me stop. It was supposed to be closed yesterday. Anyways, I do this a lot. Anyone who's been around for a minute, you guys know that if the link's still working, I'm going to tell you about it, even if it's not open. I'm the best. Anyways, I think I'm pretty funny. Okay, so 40 hours of on-demand training on sales, client tracking, branding, and lead gen, plus a weekly Q&A training call to be coached by one of the world's best. She really specifically has this catered to course creators, salespeople, which includes realtors, mortgage brokers, nail people, hairdressers, etc., and network marketers. So if you have a course or you're a coach, if you sell something or the more you sell, the more you make, or you're a network marketer, we specifically have training inside here that will help you scale your business, increase leads, be more organized, and generate an increase in your sales, okay? So I paid $20,000 for the program, and I was crying when she canceled it, okay? Just in case you guys were wondering. That I sold my house to pay for Melanie's coaching. Now it's $5,997. I mean, if you bought it piecemeal on the internet, it would be about 47 grand if you did it piece by piece, but we have it packaged together for $6,000. But if you decide to join today, we'll give you $1,800 off, and that's 4,200 USD. Okay. So, but wait, there's more. Okay. I had to write that in there because I've always wanted to say that. I used to watch Tony Robbins on late night TV, and it's like, but wait, there's more. I've always wanted to be that guy. So now I'm that guy. Okay, so we have a pay in full fast action bonus price of $3,997, and Melanie has 2 spots left in her until it's done call. So this is where she's sitting with a small group of selected people to go through any roadblocks they're currently facing until it's done. So they have clarity on exactly what the next steps are. Maybe it's social media. Maybe it's building out your Facebook group. Maybe it's a website. Maybe it's a funnel. Maybe it's an email campaign. Maybe it's marketing. Maybe it's your branding. Maybe it's your scripting and your sales process. Maybe it's your team and your management of your team. She's literally helped Fortune 500 companies triple their sales in less than 6 months in the medical software space. I promise you, she doesn't know how to use medical software, but she has no business, okay? Maybe she does now, I don't know. I have heard no rumors of such facts. But she also has helped multiple coaches globally change their business and really get the breakthrough that they're looking for. So whether it's funnels, she'll help. Lead social media, she'll get it done with you. Sales process a mess, she'll clean it up with you. Website need help, she'll sit with you and get you everything that you need so you know what to do to move forward until it's done. And those calls, did I put it on here? Yeah, I didn't. So those calls are typically, I'm trying to think, the least I ever paid for one was about $3,000 to $5,000, depending on if you have a part of her annual package or whatever. It really just, they're game changing. I don't know if you guys have ever had a one-on-one call with Melanie where she's in your business, but holy Hannah, you can't walk out of there without everything way clearer and just on fire for life. So what I want you to know, what we want you to know, is she's creating an empire. There's nothing wrong with you that has you earning under 100K. You just weren't given the keys. You didn't know the proven, repeatable systems that Melanie's paid over $100,000 in coaching to learn. You didn't have the right support team, and you shouldn't be expected to be good at things you've never done. I don't know why I still think I should be good at stuff I've never done, but for some reason I do. And Melanie constantly reminds me, she's like, are you mad at yourself for not being good at something you've never done? Well, if that's where you're at, maybe you're a brand new networker, you're a brand new course creator, you're a brand new coach, you're a brand new content creator, you're a brand new business owner, or maybe you've been at it for a while, but you just keep hitting the same roadblocks. This isn't because you can't do it. This isn't because something's wrong with you. This is because there's fundamental keys that you need to be able to see yourself go to the next level, okay? So that's why we open this up for you. So the doors are closed for the Momentum Group on Friday for this price. You don't know if it'll be a good fit for you. What we can do is book a strategy call. We'll lay out a 100K roadmap together. So that's the link. Thank you so much. She's creating an empire, Melanie Greeno and Cassie, for dropping all of that. So if you guys just know, oh my gosh, yes, I get access to Melanie Greeno until it's done for $3,000, $4,000, that's a good deal by itself. You get that plus her library of training, plus a weekly call, game over. So if that's what you would like to do, you can click on that and just fill it out and make sure the next, is it 2 or 3 people get into the Get It Done days? 3 people. Yeah. So make sure that if you know that that's you and you want in on that until it's done day, make sure that you get there. Okay. Now, the other option is that you might need a call to lay out, okay, if I am going to do this, a lot of people that come here, they're not making enough right now. And the hydro bill they just got, or the gas, or the tires just went in their car, and they're sitting there in this paycheck to paycheck lifestyle. And that's okay. But what we do as entrepreneurs, we create a roadmap to make the income that we need to pay for the things that we need to buy, right? What employees are taught to do is take their salary and fit their life into that salary. What entrepreneurs do is they take the things that they want, that they need, and then they go create an income generating plan. And that's what we're going to do for you. On this roadmap call, we're going to lay out exactly what it would look like to create profits in your business, create profits in your life, run some of these numbers together so that you can see how to pay for this from the profits of your company. And what I can tell you is, like I said, I had to sell my house. I sold my couch. I sold my TV. I was like, why do I need a TV and a couch if I'm this broke and this tired and this, like, I do not need more Netflix. I need more freedom. And so that's what I did. But that's why I love these 100K roadmap calls, because I like it to see it come out of profit. But I mean, if you have to sell your couch, you have to sell your couch. That's what I did. So we're all going to be in different seasons, but that's why we have, yes, April, I love it. I'm so glad. Well, we'll have to touch base. Okay, beautiful. So what we do is we'll do a strategy call together. Okay. So there's my link for my calendar. That's going to get you first priority for all of my calls. I don't have a limit to how many I do in a day. I do have with other calls. I'm like, I'll only do 2 of these, only do 1 of these. So this is the one that takes the biggest priority in my calendar, because when you cannot sell your neighbor's couch, Tracy, I mean, unless they give you permission, I guess. Some people sell other people's stuff on eBay. What movie was that? 40-Year-Old Virgin, right? We'll sell your stuff on eBay. Anyways, thanks for that reminder. That was a funny movie. So we'll lay it out together. We'll create a roadmap. We'll make a plan, and we'll get you plugged in so that hopefully you can get one of those last 3 spots. I mean, maybe they're already taken. I don't know. So, but I will let you know on that call. So make sure you book that call before Friday so that we can get you in. And I look forward to seeing you all inside the Momentum group. And in fact, if you're a Momentum group member, we have a call in 20 minutes. So I will see you there. And coaches, we have our coach huddle at 3 o'clock Eastern, or at 4 o'clock Eastern, sorry. So I will see you all a little later. I am so grateful you're here. I am so grateful that you've chosen to say yes to your future. I'm so grateful you're taking your business seriously and not hoping for 100K, but instead running your numbers and creating that business plan. And I'm really excited for you to scale, because if not now, then when? And if not you, then who? And if you need a coach to teach you how to make that kind of predictability in your sales and in your business, that's what we're here for. And I promise you, Melanie's the best. I have been in $100,000 masterminds. I've been in $20,000 masterminds. I've traveled the world I've personally spent over $200,000 in personal development. And what I can tell you is Melanie's truly the best, because she lets us build a life and a business. She doesn't let us sacrifice the things that matter for the things that we want in the future. But she does hold us accountable to what we say we want. And she's very good at business. And so she'll give you all the tools, all the love, all the support, all the butt kicking that you need to be able to go to the next level. And so getting access to her, I cannot imagine it being at this price again. I still can't believe it's this cheap, but she wants to increase her impact this year. We're on a mission to impact 1 million lives and to really make sure that 2023, although we're in a recession and although we have inflation, that this is going to be the best financial year of some of your lives. And so I look forward to seeing you in there. I look forward to helping you. And thank you again for your time. Bye, everybody.